We're going to show you how to go from this, which is a Stockholm quality faucet, to this. We have purchased the Delta Essa touch faucet. This looks very overwhelming, but we're going to walk you through it step by step. Our box contents, the faucet itself, there's hot water, cold water. This hose goes to the spray nozzle, and this little cable and this hose goes to the solenoid. These are check valves to prevent backflow. This plastic weighted donut is going to connect to the spray hose so it automatically retracts. This is the solenoid and the battery container. It does come with batteries. This cover and base converts your sink from a 3-hole system to a 1-hole. If your sink already has just 1 hole, then you will not need these 2 pieces. This bag is the connection hardware, mounting hardware, and there's a screwdriver in here. Instruction manual. Then we have a soap bottle dispenser. The sink came with or without it, so we did buy the combo. First step is going to be remove your old faucet. First thing we're going to do is turn our water off. For our house, we have these pull knobs where we pull both of these, hot and cold, to turn our water off. Then up here, under the sink, we're going to unscrew those bolts on the left and right post, and we're just going to lift the faucet out. We're also going to have to disconnect this spray hose. There's no water in there. For our spray hose, we had to open up 2 levers. Yours may be different. We disconnected the plastic wing nuts and we disconnected our spray hose. You may not have one, but if you do, if it's like ours, we had to close these connectors to be able to pull it out through the hole. Now, our original sink only needed 1 hole, but our faucet has 3 holes cut, so they also had an adapter. So we put the spacer in that they provided so that the central metal down tube does not touch the actual sink. Ensure it's spaced evenly. We're going to feed the whole bundle down there. Here's a photo from under the sink. I've also included some drawings to help explain. All of the hoses and wires, except for the touch sensor clip, go through the square block. The touch sensor clip connects to the center tube that the spray hose goes up through. So you see that the spray hose goes up through the hole in the mounting block, and on the side of the block that's open goes the hot and cold water inputs, the mix that is determined by your handle position, and the LED wire. The block is kept in place by the brass nut. The nut is threaded by using the wrench that looks like a tube. You will see that the brass nut fits on one end of it, so you can easily just thread it through. It does take a while. It's probably the most lengthy part of the installation. Once your check valves are in, you connect your hot water and your cold water lines. And the lines are very stiff, so you have to really bend them around to get them connected. We're going to turn our water on and flush out the line before we finish the final connection. This is to make sure there's no debris in the line. And you see nothing's leaking, so all our connections are good. I'm going to put a container up here. See that little, there, make sure it's in the container, and someone above is opening up the faucet, turning it on. This is just to get any manufacturer's debris out so it doesn't clog up the faucet. We're going to connect our solenoid now. This little clip goes around the center threaded rod. It's a ground, and the gray hose connects here, and this blue thing pushes over to clamp on. The white hose goes on the bottom with this clamp. This weighted donut weighs down the spray nozzle hose so that it automatically retracts. And then we have our battery compartment. We're connecting that grounding clip onto the center threaded rod. We put our donut on, and now we're going to connect the bottom. We're going to plug our little electrical cable in to the side of the solenoid adapter. We have everything but the battery compartment connected. Now double check your cables. Make sure you pull down your spray hose and make sure nothing's rubbing or getting impinged. Insert the batteries and just check the orientations. If you want, you can pull out this whole insert and then use 6 C-size batteries. Make sure your cap lines up. The plus on the plus side and the negative on the negative side. The bottom of the battery connector has little feet, so we're just going to sit it back there. The LED light indicates the temperature. If I turn it to cold, see how it turned to blue? Turn it back to hot, and it starts turning red or purple again. Tap it to turn it off. Tap it to turn it on. If you actually grab it, it knows the difference, so it doesn't come on. If you leave it on for 4 minutes, it's automatically going to shut itself off. Spray nozzle, then it goes back to stream. And then it auto retracts and has a magnetic snap. So instead of just pulling this down with brute force, twist this. The magnets will repel and it'll just release very easily. To ensure the touch feature works, make sure your faucet is left on, and I would leave it in the cold or warm position. We're going to put together our soap dispenser now. Put that like that, and then this gasket on right there. Note that this turns and snaps in. The ring snaps in to the top. We're going to attach this wing nut on the bottom. So have an assistant hold this in position. Now we're going to screw the bottle in to the stem underneath the sink. So the top of the pump just pushes onto the stem. So to fill it, put the funnel in, and then it says make sure you fill with no more than 8 ounces of soap. So I'm just using my favorite Dawn soap. And there's the view of our soap bottle from the bottom, and then we just put our top on. It's going to take several pumps at stake. There we go. We already have soap. It only took about 3 pumps. So our faucet and soap dispenser are beautiful. Couple things I didn't note is there's little rubber heads here. You can use your finger to clean them if needed. And if the LED light's flashing, it's time to change the batteries. So just be patient and check the instructions for your particular setup. So I hope this is helpful. Thank you.